Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Man, oh man, has it been a while. It has probably been over a month or two actually since we did our last video. So we're back. We were at SEMA. We took a break off to go to SEMA, and then all of us caught COVID at SEMA. And so between SEMA and COVID and just being busy at the office, videoing took a back seat, but we're back. And today we are talking about one of my most favorite builds, and this one is near and dear to my heart. This is my brother's 1992 Dodge W250. Now you might say, Troy, it's not a 92 W250 because it's got these headlights on it. We built this truck to be my brother's dream truck. My oldest brother, Clint, was diagnosed with cancer in 2017, and he had always wanted to build a diesel-powered truck, but just life got in the way. And so when we found out he had cancer, I kind of took that and started running with the idea of building the truck with him. Instead of building it with him, I actually was building it for him behind the scenes. He never even knew the truck was going on. And this is kind of a long story, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. So my brother, Clint, and I'll post a picture of it right here, had a 1979 Dodge Powerwagon regular cab short box that he bought brand new from the dealer in a very small town where we lived. He bought that when he went into the military. He owned that truck all the way up until he passed away. That truck sat for like 20 years. And so when we found out he had cancer, I said, well, let's get your truck running. He named it Sherman. It was green. He named it Sherman. So we got that truck. We got it up and running. We got it cleaned up. We had it repainted 93 Dodge Viper green, and then just put some wheels and tires on it, put a lift on it. And like I said, we'll have a couple pictures of that truck in the video so you can see what his original truck looked like when I gave it back to him. While I was building that truck, we decided to build the truck that he always wanted. So I asked him to send me a wish list of everything he wanted to do to a truck. So he did that. And we kind of went back and forth, and he's like, "Oh, I can't afford it." I said, "Don't worry about it. We're going to figure this out." I said, "I want to build you a truck before things get worse." So we started off with the donor 1992 W250 regular cab long box. And as a side note, this is actually how I met the guys out of Individual Creation. I was looking for a fabrication shop to help me with this build. I sourced out a couple different fab shops in the area, and Andy was gracious enough to take the project on. And so we met with them, sat down, and then started cracking away on it. And we're going to include as many pictures as we have of the build process. So again, we completely tore it down to the frame. We purchased the lift for it. It's on a 6-inch Skyjacker lift. Everything that you see on the truck, my brother picked out. The only thing that we clashed on was tires. My brother was an old mud guy. He liked to go mudding. So he had some 18s with some 35s on it. And when he passed away, I kind of vetoed those and went with 22s. But other than that, everything about the truck my brother picked. He picked the color of the powder coat. He picked the color of the paint. He picked the stitching on the interior. He picked everything, and because I wanted it to be his truck. And even today, we refer to it as Clint's truck, even though he's been gone for going on 3 years now. It's always Clint's truck this or Clint's truck that. Everybody I talk to, everybody that knows the truck, it's always Clint's truck. So let's get started up front, so what we did is we took and we went with sealed head beams with the halos. The halos are actually the turn signals and the hazards. We are running the factory intercooler, the factory power steering cooler and all that stuff. We are in the process of building a off-road style bumper with the winch in it. That's why you see this right here. It will be a 12,000 pound winch. We are incorporating fog lights in it. My brother had an original grill that he had stored for 20 plus years, and so that grill is actually being used on this truck. We had it powder coated black. It's not on the truck right now because there was some modifications we needed to make for the bumper to fit because the bumper I ordered was a Move front bumper from Move Industries, but it was for the 91 body, which is, I mean, they're super similar, but that being said, there was enough differences that we had to change a few things up. So that being said, we're working on this. This is a work in progress. I'm trying to have it done by show season this year, but we'll see how it goes. And again, we're running the Fox dual steering stabilizer. Bracket is custom made by Individual Creations. Andy did all of the work for that, from the inception all the way to the finished product. Him and his son Adrian did that. They made the bracket. They made sure everything, the geometry of it was perfect. So we'll kind of spend some, while we're up front, we'll kind of spend some time on under the hood. It is running the, obviously it's running the 12 valve Cummins. We had some of the pipes color matched. I had the valve cover painted. We are going to be putting a bigger turbo on it, and we're going to be doing a few more things to it, but I just wanted to get it up and running. We are running a dual battery setup on it. Andy made that for us as well. The original parts truck or donor truck that this was had 284,000 miles on it, but this truck just, I mean, it fires right up, runs like a champ, and all we did was just kind of really refresh it up. We didn't really do too much on it. So what I did was, because the truck is so custom, I had to have the truck, I had to take it in and get an inspection done on it once we changed it over. And so now it's titled as a 79 Dodge pickup, which is the way I wanted it to be. So coming along the side, all of the emblems, all of the marker lights up here were shaved. Emblems are shaved. We're in the process of trying to make new emblems for it. I'm trying to find something custom. Again, this dual steering stabilizer, I'm sorry, the dual shock tower mount, Andy fabbed that, the top and the bottom. All of the powder coating is precision or prismatic powder Hemi orange, and the paint is a Dodge Copperhead. It came off of a Jeep Wrangler, but we changed it just a little bit from the factory color. It's not much different, but it's a little different. The original power mirrors off of the 92 donor. We had to do some work on the doors. Again, the truck has air conditioning, power steering, power door locks, cruise control, all of the fun stuff. As you can clearly see, we have the door handle shaved. This is our little dicky-doo to get in. And so we're working on getting the door poppers installed on that, and it'll have a full alarm. Infinite Auto Tint here in Nampa did the windows for me, so the front windshield and all the other windshields all the other windows are tinted. The truck used to have a bullet hole back here. When we got the cab from the junkyard, it had a bullet hole right here. And my brother wanted to leave the bullet hole for nostalgia's sake, and I had to veto that. So I guess that was two things I had to veto. But so we filled the bullet hole and did all the body work on it. But the thing was, is we weren't building a show truck. My brother didn't want a show truck. He wanted a truck that he could take out. He could take his grandkids out, go up in the hills, go have fun, go get a Christmas tree if he wanted to go get a Christmas tree. Just a truck to have fun with. So when we were doing the truck, I had to really reel myself in because I go overboard on everything, and I wanted to keep the end game in sight for what he was trying to do. So again, we went with the step side bed. I actually found this bed on Craigslist, and it was a utility trailer. So we tore it down and had it sent out. Some of the things that we're waiting on right now is the step. We had to have new steps manufactured because I couldn't find original steps. And then we'll come around the back and I'll kind of show you some other things. Again, it's running the Firestone load airbags because the truck is designed to work. We were going to be running a Gen Y hitch on this truck. So the truck is capable of pulling 10,000, 15,000 pounds all day long. And we've built it that way. Obviously, we're running the Nitto 37-inch by 22 ridge grapplers on the weld wheels. Again, that was one of my things that I had to change up. We are running from LMC truck. We're running the LED taillights, and I absolutely love these. Again, we got the LED headlights, we got the LED taillights, things like that. But this is the crowning piece, or one of the crowning pieces to the truck, is the tailgate. Obviously, if you follow any of my videos, you guys know that Austin is my engraver, and he always does such an amazing job. Austin's Custom Engraving, I believe, is what he is on all the socials. So we tried to do this. This was some of the tribute to my brother's military history. This was my brother. My brother was a very conscious, I guess, person. You know, everybody says F cancer all the time and stuff. Politically correct, yeah. Everybody says F cancer all the time, and he didn't like that, you know, because he didn't want his grandkids saying that. So he came up with this Pray for a Cure. Him and my niece did this. So you'll see that throughout the truck, we are going to incorporate Pray for a Cure, and I think it's an amazing saying. I think it's great. So we decided to put it on all the different things. This is a stencil or a engraving of the Teton Mountains. My brother loved the mountains. He loved hunting. He loved fishing, and he used to spend a lot of time building a cabin up by Island Park, Idaho. And this is actually part of the cabin. And so I was like, this was always Clint's home. You know, whenever Clint went to work on the cabin or was up there, it was always Clint's home. So we kind of just incorporated all of that on there. And then the one thing that we'll look at, I'll get this opened up, is I had an American flag done for his bed, and we'll just kind of set that down. It's kind of a little bit worse for wear. I got to get it touched up, but the wood flooring in there is all wood American flag. And then this jerry can, my brother had it when he was in the Army. It was one of his parting gifts when he left the Army. So we had it powder coated, and I had Austin engrave all of my brother's military information on it, and that was always going to be part of the truck when we show the truck later on and everything like that. Again, we have a rear bumper that we're working on as well. Again, we're going to be running a Gen Y 16,000 pound hitch on it. Like, we're running Fox shocks all the way around it, including the steering stabilizer on it. It has a rear disc conversion on it. The truck is just fun. It's just a fun truck. I can't wait to spend more time in it this year. We'll kind of look at the interior. The interior really isn't much, but I'll show you kind of the stuff that we're doing for the interior. So again, you know, it's pretty big. Again, the funny thing is this truck was about 9 different colors at one point in time, and it had tan interior. So we ordered the carpet from ACC Carpet. The seats we're running are Jeep Wrangler seats with the custom stitching and the word Powerwagon stitched into it. Again, it does have the power windows, the power door locks, cruise control, air conditioning. I have a custom center console that we're working through it. We are currently trying to source a headliner out for it, and the rear jump seats and things like that. So if anybody out there knows anybody with those parts, I'm having a hard time finding them. I have the door panels for it. They're all in black. We're working with our stereo guy to do a really nice stereo. I'm wanting to do probably 412s in the back, and some mids and highs, and just kind of clean everything up and make it real sharp. Like I said, all the automatic door poppers and things like that. Obviously it's a 4-wheel drive. The 4-wheel drive works like it's supposed to. It cruises right down the road. I mean, we've had it up, on the freeway doing 75, 80 miles an hour, and I mean, it doesn't shake or shimmy. It just drives out real nice. I'm super happy with how the truck is coming along, and this particular truck is it's been a long time coming. We actually started working on this truck 2017, so we're at year number 5 with this truck, and it's been a long road. An interesting note is when the truck was a regular cab long box, we actually had to lengthen the frame to accommodate for the extended cab short box. So again, Andy went through and he did that, and it looks phenomenal. We are running the MBRP exhaust, 4-inch exhaust all the way to the back. I'm waiting for a new tip to come in for it. The drive lines are painted to match the truck. We have a few other things. Obviously, one of the things we're wanting to do is I want to get some personalized center caps for it. I call the trucks pumpkin spice. We've called it Pumpkinstein. We've called it all kinds of things, but pumpkin spice sticks out in my head for some reason. I don't know why. But all in all, I mean, it's a shout out to Andy and Individual Creations for helping make this dream come true for my brother. Gosh, I mean, everybody that just worked on the truck has just been so great. Again, Infinite Tint. We'll be doing the stereo here pretty soon this summer. We do have some touch-up painting we need to do on it because over the time things have kind of gotten a little banged up on it, but we're going to touch that stuff all up. And yeah, I mean, my goal is to be able to hook our trailer to it and go take it out of town with the trailer on it, haul the boat behind it. You know, that's another thing I'm looking forward to doing. Hopefully this summer is taking it and taking it up and taking the boat behind it because it just looks so good. And we just had it cut and buffed because I took it back from Individual Creations because they have another one of my trucks, and these two big trucks it eats up all their space. So we took Clint's truck back for a while and kind of doing a few things to it, and then we're going to get it back over to them here after January and get it finished up. So please, by all means, you know, follow along. It's going to be a slow process on this truck, but it'll definitely be worth it because I mean, doing something that he always wanted to do, but just never would take the time to do it. He always put everybody else first, you know, and whether it was his wife, his kids, family, whatever, even complete strangers, he would put them first before he'd ever do something like this. And so the opportunity to do this for him, it really means a lot to me. So you know, I say it all the time, and I don't care what your passion is, but we always drive our inner passion, and we hope that you do as well.